Nutshell Animations. Apparently this guy is in some really deep trouble at the moment with a lot of allegations coming out against him. Now I've watched this guy called Nutshell Animations on this channel before, looking at his really cringe animation videos. This guy nearly has 10 million subscribers, but it turns out that not only are his animations complete garbage, apparently he also pays these animators really little, doesn't even credit them in the videos, and so much more that we're gonna dive a little bit deeper into now. Pretty much one of my commentary YouTuber friends, Beto999, made a video a few days ago called Nutshell Animations, the most corrupt channel on YouTube, which goes over some pretty bad allegations from multiple people that have worked for Nutshell Animations in the past, talking about how his business practices are pretty much absolutely awful and how they barely get paid. Now Beto999 is the one that found all of this information, and I'll link his channel and the original video in the link in the description. So to start this off, Beto999 has been making videos about Nutshell for a while now, and a few months ago he made a video about Nutshell Animations, and he received this comment on one of his videos, exposing this poopy company. I work for these dudes, they pay animators $50 to make a fully animated TikToks with the worst sounds I've ever heard and give 0 credits. It may sound like a lot, but trust me, it's horrible pay compared to how many hours go into animating each animation and how much they get paid for them. Their monthly pay is around $230,000, bros are greedy. I'm pretty sure they're not even doing it legally. So pretty much like this guy said in the comment there, like they get paid $50 per animation per every single YouTube short that you see on the Nutshell Animation YouTube channel, which again might seem like a lot, but these animations don't take, you know, an hour or 2 hours to make. A lot of the times these take like 8 to 10 hours to make, and I mean, you guys can do the maths right there, you know, 8 hours per YouTube short divided by 50 or 50 divided by 8, that's $6.50 per hour, which is well below minimum wage. Now that's not illegal, but it's very morally wrong, and it's pretty disgusting to be honest with you, especially when we've just learned that Nutshell Animations generates around $230,000 per month. I mean, I'm sure you could pay your animators a little bit more than that. So let's dive a little bit deeper into this. Pretty much 3 animators that work for Nutshell Animations, and he has about 20 animators in total, reached out to Beto999 and gave him a ton of information. And so 2 of the animators that reached out to Beto999 pretty much showed like a bunch of the videos that they've made for Nutshell Animations. I'll show you guys a screenshot on screen right now. Animator 1 made 23 videos that generated 84 million views, which, you know, pretty substantial. That averages out to about 3.6 million views per video, and in total he generated $12,000 for Nutshell Animations if we're like trying to calculate this, right? We don't know exact numbers because we don't have access to Nutshell Animations earnings, but most YouTube shorts generate around, you know, 10 to 15 cents per 1,000 views that they make, and out of this $12,000 that Animator 1 generated, he got paid about $1,200, which you might think is alright, and you know, that is, I guess, decent pay, but when you factor in the fact that he worked 184 hours to make this $1,200, that's $6.50 an hour, which is absolutely, like, nothing. It is absolutely nothing. Especially, again, considering the fact that Nutshell Animations is easily able to afford to pay more. I mean, bro, like we said, he generates $230,000 a month. It's really not hard to pay more than $6.50 an hour. And now to show how poor this guy's payment terms are, we go to Animator 2, who made 59 videos and generated 166 million views, generated $25,000 if we're, you know, like, having a guesstimate here. And Animator 2 got paid $2,950, worked 85.5 hours, so pretty much he's getting paid $34 an hour, which is a night and day difference. So yeah, already right off the bat, we're seeing huge inconsistencies. So not only are these payments like super inconsistent and for some people absolutely terrible and others pretty good, Beto then asked like what the process of the work is, like what happens when Nutshell Animations gives them a video to make, because pretty much how it works is that Nutshell will literally find some like random audio that's gone viral, give it to the animators, and literally just let them go to work and won't really give them much instructions. As you can see here, this is one of the screenshots. Next audio, have the dude be Hazelnut and the sister is Peanut. Those right there are the only instructions Animator 1 got for this video right there. So if you think the Nutshell is like doing a lot of the work himself and that's why the animators aren't getting paid much, no, not at all. These animators are literally making the entire video for Nutshell, and they're not even getting proper instructions. Like, that's like 10 words right there. I mean, bro, seriously, that is nothing. I've had editors and thumbnail guys in the past, and I still do work with people. Whenever I give instructions to thumbnail guys or editors, I will give so much more instructions than what we're seeing on screen right now. It's just common courtesy. Anyways, we have some better examples here. We have this next video where Nutshell goes a remake, but up the humor and fluidity. Keep the characters the same, but go off the impact of the joke as much as you can. I leave the visuals to you. I leave the visuals to you, pretty much saying I leave the entire video to you, bro. Like, this this is nothing. I'll be honest, it's a little bit better than the first one we just saw, but that is still nothing. And now we have the last one, have Nutshell and Hazelnut looking at a computer screen with a picture of Obama chowing down a hot dog, like one of the ones from the video, and have them go back and forth those bars about Obama. I mean, I have no idea what that means, but I'm sure with context that'll make a little bit more sense. Okay, that's a little bit better than the first two, but still, like, really not that much instructions. So pretty much the point of showing that is to show that Nutshell Animations does pretty much zero work here. All he does is give these animators, you know, a little bit of, like, some trending TikTok audio, and just says, hey, make the video for me. And look, I can understand that from a business perspective. Like, this guy Nutshell clearly is all business, bro. There is no soul in his videos. He's not giving any input himself, which is fine, right? I would understand that. But again, if you're making $200,000 a month, surely you can pay your animators more than $6.50 an hour, as we've just worked out. Now, the problem is, right, is that Nutshell doesn't work on a per hour basis. He works on a per, like, animation basis, meaning he pays $50 per animation, but it doesn't take into account how long these animations actually take. And it's so stupid because Animator 1 spends 8 hours per short and only gets paid $6.50 an hour, whereas Animator 2 literally spends an hour per short because he has a bunch of presets and stuff and gets paid $34 an hour. It's just, it needs refining. It's so disorganized. So now we move on to another topic of discussion, which is the fact that Nutshell Animations doesn't credit these animators at all and refuses to. So pretty much Beto asked both these animators whether the animators knew that they were not going to get credited, or if, you know, Nutshell didn't really make it clear enough. Now, to be fair, through these screenshots that I'm going to show on screen right now, he did make it very, very clear that, you know, like, these animators aren't going to get credited. But I want to highlight some of this stuff here. Pretty much Animator 1 was going through some of the comments on the video that he made, and, you know, some people would say, nice animation, or great work, Nutshell Animations. Then the original animator would go on there and say, like, hey, this is actually my animation. Nutshell then reached out to this guy, pretty much saying, like, hey, can you please stop doing that? Which I guess is okay. Like, he was being absolutely clear about it. He wasn't trying to manipulate him at all. He wasn't sitting there being unfair about it. He's literally just saying, hey, like we don't credit animators, we pay you for your work, and that's it. But to be honest with you, I really just don't see why this guy feels the need to do this. In a lot of these explanations, he's sitting there saying, like, oh, you know, if we credit the animators, it takes away from the brand or something like that. And apparently Animator 1 replying to a bunch of these people saying nice animation is, like, hurting the brand or something. Look, bro, as a YouTuber right now, I can tell you right now, that is completely false. Comments really don't mean anything on YouTube, and especially YouTube Shorts. Like, bro, please tell me right now when you're watching a YouTube Short, like, if you watch YouTube Shorts right now, do you go to the comments of that short? And if you do you check the replies and neurotically see, like, who made the actual work, like, who made the animation? And even if you do know who made the actual animation, who cares, bro? Like, bro, Nutshell Animations crediting the original person who made the short isn't gonna take away from the video. You're still gonna get the same amount of views. You're still gonna generate your $250,000 per month. Like, all we're asking at this point is for you to just credit the people who make your animations and pay them fairly. It's not hard, especially when you're being paid so much. So anyways, moving on, Beto asked these two animators pretty much how they get paid and the process of what happens, like when the animators make videos and get paid. And Animator 1 pretty much said this. Pretty much he does this. Step 1 gives you an audio and description of what he wants. Step 2, you animate the video and keep him up to date on the process. Step 3, you send the animation to Nutshell with revisions if needed. Step 4, he sends you another audio to animate with another description. Step 5, you animate that audio and keep him up to date on the process. Step 6, you send the animation to Nutshell. Step 7, he pays you for your work. Step 1 to 6 is all unpaid work. You need to make 2 brain dead videos for him in order to get paid, and he gives you, and the crumbs he gives you. So pretty much that was a long way of saying that you have to make 2 animations before you get paid. So let's say you make 1 animation and then you go a couple of weeks without making another animation. You won't get paid for that first animation until you make the second animation. That's the way Nutshell runs his YouTube channel. It is absolutely diabolical. So let's say this guy owes you $50. He won't pay you the extra $50 until, you know, you make another video and, you know, you'll get paid $100 at once. Now, this would all be okay if it wasn't for the fact that you could just loophole this so easily, make someone animate 1 video and then, you know, wait a couple of months to, like, make another animation, and then you can pay them then. It's so easy to manipulate that, and we're gonna get to another factor in a second, that a lot of these people that Nutshell Animations hires are literally like 15 and younger. Like, they're really young people that can so easily be manipulated. And since they're not actually employees of Nutshell Animations, they're kind of just commission freelance workers, it's so easy to be scummy and have these stupid rules in place. Like, bro, a better way of doing this, and this is the way that I've been doing it, like, a lot of the time when I work with people. I like to pay people either per project, like after they make the video or before they make the video, or I'll pay them on a weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly basis, and you can keep a tally of how much work they've done throughout that time period. That's such a better way of doing it than, not paying someone after the first video and having them do a second video first. That's so scummy. Like, bro, what if someone does 7 videos and, they only get paid for 6 videos? And, if they want to quit on the spot, they can't because they have to make that 8th video to get paid another $50. Like you see how that can be so bad and it can be so easily manipulated. Like, this is why Nutshell Animations, I've always kind of seen as a weird, scummy channel. I've always thought that there'd be some silly stuff like this going on behind the scenes. And another example here, we have a third animator who is reaching out to Beto999. Pretty much what happened with him is that he was pumping out these animations so quickly. Like, Nutshell gave him a couple of animations and he got it done within the day, and then, like he gave him a few more animations but didn't pay him for the first 2 animations because he got them done so quickly. So there was a point where this third animator was being owed $400 and, Nutshell left him on red for a couple of weeks and finally decided to pay him after that and, paid him the full $400. But that doesn't make any sense because Nutshell Animations said he'd pay per 2, like, YouTube shorts or whatever. I think a lot of this comes down to disorganization. Like, Nutshell's payment process and the way he works with employees is so disorganized, and it's so disappointing to see that coming from someone that nearly has 10 million subscribers. I mean, bro, when I've worked with employees in the past, I've had issues. Like, I've had times where things get a little bit disorganized, but nothing along the lines of this. Like, this is absolutely diabolical. Then Beto talks about how he talked with the animators about how they actually got hired, and keep in mind these guys are like 15 years old. So one of the animators had Nutshell reach out to him in April of 2023, so this is ages ago. Hey, Animator 1, I know this is a bit random, I just saw your animations and geez, you're absolutely talented for being 15. So already right off the bat, we can tell that Nutshell loves to just like go after younger people, and I'm not saying that in a weird way, by the way, like for YouTube robots out there. I'm literally saying that, like, Nutshell likes to target people who kind of don't know what they're worth and don't know how much animators should be getting paid. We've got this program on Nutshell Animations if you're interested. We pay out animators that would enjoy creating animated clips for us on a consistent basis. Blah, 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 and then he just says, like, are you interested? Then Animator 1 says, oh, okay, alright, a few questions. Do I have a time limit on making these animations, and how are you gonna pay me? Nutshell goes, you have all the time you need, you can do it in a matter of hours or days. Now that's a very important part right there. Nutshell pretty much says, like, hey, when I give you an audio, take as much time as you need, there is no time limit. And for this next screenshot here, pretty much what happened after this is that Nutshell gave this guy a video and it took him around 3 months to get it done, which I'll be honest is a little bit insane, but also at the end of the day, like we already know now, Nutshell doesn't pay his animators until after they've made the video. So realistically, Animator 1, he wasn't given a time limit, right? Like, obviously he said you can get it done within hours or days, I do understand that, but at the end of the day, Nutshell, there was no definitive guideline, there was no like, hey, you gotta get this done in a week or a couple of weeks. You didn't give a time limit. So he can hold the video as long as he wants, realistically, because again, he's not an employee, like, you're not under any contract. So then there's a lot of words on the screen right now, I'm not gonna read all this out, but pretty much Nutshell is saying, like, I'm a little bit disappointed, like, surely it doesn't take 3 months to do an animation, which I can understand where he's coming from, but at the end of the day, like I just said, like, there was no time limit, you didn't give him a deadline, so he can take as long as he wants, he doesn't owe you anything. So yeah, bro, this is a longer video, but this is pretty much, like, what we have with Nutshell at the moment. Once he replies or, like, makes a video about this actually addressing it, I'll probably make a follow-up. But anyways, I'm done with Nutshell Animations. Click the video on screen right now because YouTube thinks you'll enjoy it, and I'll see you all over there. Subscribe.